Come in.
Hello, Adam. I'm Andrew from NetSuite. We spoke on the phone a couple days ago. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule. How are you doing today?
No problem, Andrew. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well. Thanks for asking. How about those Eagles and Michael Vick? He's been something since he's come back.
Yes, it was a great game by the team. Definitely love getting all those fantasy points to win my match.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope all the success continues through your season.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Well, as you know, I have the software named NetSuite with me today, which I believe can truly benefit your company. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about your business to grasp a better understanding about it?
Sure.
Great. So how is business currently going for you?
It's been going well. Don't have too many complaints other than at the work that's been piling up for me and the other employees.
Is it alright if I ask you a few questions about your company and what your possible needs are?
Of course. Thanks for asking.
Would you mind if I took notes during this?
Yes, you may.
So what sort of process do you go through when you're making important decisions about the company?
Well, there are a number of steps that must be taken. Bringing on a new service or product involves a lot of work to see if it is something that the company can use and afford at the time.
So what would you say is the biggest factor when purchasing? For example, is it the price, the life of the product, the value it will bring, or how long it will benefit the employees?
These are all important to a company, but in my opinion, it's all about the value it will bring to the company in the long run.
Well, that's very true. So what types of things must you be sure of before you purchase something new?
Well, like you said, the price must be right. It must be something that will be beneficial to the company and something that is reliable.
Do you have any goals that you are currently trying to accomplish right now?
Yes, of course. There are many quotas that must be reached each month and quarter. We would like to be able to expand to a bigger facility around here to increase profits as well.
Well, do you see any obstacles standing in your way from reaching these goals?
Yes, there are a few obstacles that need to be looked deeper into to bring the company to the point that we want it to be at.
Would you be able to expand on this and give me some detail about these circumstances?
In the past month, we have had trouble reaching some of the numbers that we want to hit because there's so much work and not enough time. Our employees tend to take a long amount of time to do simple tasks that should be able to be done in half the time, I feel like.
Would you say these problems are more outside the office, or is it too much time being spent doing work such as computer work?
There's a ton of time being spent on both, but the computer work has developed quite a time constraint on some ends.
What do you think could be done to overcome these problems so you'll be able to have more time to run a more successful company?
I would say to hire more employees to take on all this work, but that cannot be done because we do not have the space for it.
So if there was something out there that could downsize the time spent on different tasks without hiring new employees, would you be interested in that?
Yes, that is exactly what I need.
Would you feel better if these problems were addressed now, or would you be fine just letting them be for now?
We never want problems to be there, especially not if there's something out there that we could be minimized time spent on different tasks.
Well, how many hours would you say on average an employee works on the computer doing different jobs for different customers?
The employees use the computers for an extensive time each week when they are in the office. I would say on average they are on the computer close to 30 hours each week, maybe a little bit more than that actually.
Wow, that's a long time spent using the computer. Do you have an up-to-date CRM software program that your employees use while in the office?
We are currently using Salesforce and other small programs for our software needs.
So your employees are using different programs to finish daily tasks?
Yes, they are.
This must be taking up a lot of employees' time by not having all the information in one tight-knit program.
Yes, it does take a toll on what our workers have to deal with.
Well, have you ever considered switching to a different software since you feel that too much time is being spent on computer tasks?
No, I have not thought about making a drastic change like that.
Well, how much extra time would you say is spent using a computer?
I cannot give you an exact number, but when I talk to other business owners around here, I'll ask them about the same tasks we do, and they spend way less time. On a weekly basis, I would say the 5 hours per employee would be great to save.
Do you know which software they're using?
I know that they're using some Sage software.
Oh, okay. That is similar to Salesforce that you're currently using. Decreasing work by 5 hours on the computer would save a lot of money and time for other jobs, wouldn't it?
Yes, that would be great.
How many employees do you currently have working in your office?
Currently, we have 30 employees working at this branch.
So with 30 employees and you're hoping to cut off, say, 5 hours per week for each, that would bring you about 150 hours, give or take, for other things that your employees could take on during a weekly basis.
When you put it that way, it sounds a lot better.
How do you feel about losing all this time and work that you could feel that could be done much quicker?
It definitely is not a good feeling.
If I could show you something that could potentially fix this problem, would you be interested?
Yes, I would be.
Great. So, have you heard about the software named NetSuite?
I've heard of the name, but nothing too in depth about it.
Well, NetSuite has recently come out with its latest software. It's the CRM Plus version, and I feel that it would be extremely beneficial to you.
Oh, okay, I do think I've heard of this.
Then it must be getting around. Would you like to hear more about this?
Yes, that sounds great.
Okay, great. Well, NetSuite CRM Plus gives the most updated and advanced CRM capabilities. Marketing automation, customer support, and can be customized for all your needs. All these capabilities will be put into one program. Before, your employees had to go back and forth to get different information, while now your workers will be able to save time and have all the information grouped up in one database to save all this countless amounts of time.
That sounds great and all, but what exactly does this all mean?
All these features can bring a new aspect that will give you more capabilities and time-saving programs that will allow you for savings of time and money. Would you like me to go into more detail?
You have my attention.
Okay, good. Well, by utilizing all these programs, each of your clients' information will be organized in one database. All of their previous sales records as well as personal information will be available with the click of a button. This allows you to see the buyer's tendency as well as individual information grouped together. Being able to stay close to the customer is important to you. Is that right, Adam?
Yes, that is an important thing. We always want to keep our customers in good grace since we want them to continue to use our services.
Well, that is very true. The software also gives you up-to-date information on what your sales field is doing through the day. It will give you the amount of time spent on certain tasks or different clients that may have been locked up. Wouldn't it be nice to see this information to see where employees are excelling and where they're struggling and how they compare to your competitors?
That does sound interesting, but I do not know if it would benefit us.
Well, can you give me your reasoning on that?
At this point, I am worried about how our employees are rather than what our competitors are doing. It is not really my job to worry about that, but rather to boost sales and work progress for my workers.
Well, I do see where you're coming from. There are a few people that felt the same way that you do now and saw great results from installing NetSuite. Would you like me to go into more detail about this?
Yes, I did not look at it that way. I'm glad to see that you have only had positive results.
Well, let me show you a few examples of some of the success stories that we have had. So as you can see, some of your main competitors, say Telecom, Boost Wireless, and Clear Communications, as you can see. I drafted up a little value analysis right there. As you can see, they're kind of a similar branch structure to you. They each have about 25 to 50 employees. And as you can see, they spend about, as it says right here, probably 20 to 30 hours on the computer. And each client has said that they've saved much more than 5 hours per employee during doing computer work. So obviously it saves a lot of time, and time saves all that money that could be coming in. Doing all this countless computer work is kind of just a hassle and not giving you time to go out and bring on more clients. If you want to see more success stories, there are a ton more. You can go on the website, and that's about it doing that. So will this be something that you're interested in?
Definitely.
Okay, great. Well, that's something we take great pride in. I only want to give my clients the best product that is on the market and that would truly benefit their company. Do you have any concerns or questions thus far?
Getting used to new products or services can be extremely confusing and time-consuming. I'm not so sure that I can risk valuable time for something that may not work.
Well, there are many different ways that this software can benefit your company and employees. When installing the original software, there are a set of instructions that will give you the basic to advanced features of the product. One great feature about this is that the employees will be able to customize the software to their needs and how they want to use the program. So your workers are not adjusting to the software, but the software is adjusting to your people. On top of this, I will organize demonstrations with my coworkers to come in whenever is suitable for you. We will closely work with each employee to ensure that each employee is able to understand the valuable capabilities of the software. We also have 24/7 customer service if there's a simple question that can be answered by our highly knowledgeable service team.
That is great to know. As I've explained before, you want to be able to expand in the near future. I cannot be throwing money everywhere when I do not think it is a feasible thing to do.
Well, as I've gone on previously, NetSuite is a program that your needs will provide, that your needs are seeking. You stated earlier on how your software needs were your number one concern, and NetSuite has a number of programs that can alleviate all these concerns. The NetSuite software is the only product on the market that will be able to fix your products and needs to take you to reaching your goals that you have right now. You'll be saving a great deal of time, which will allow for more work getting done and larger amounts of business and money coming in.
All right, I see where you're coming from. With the always changing technology that is coming back, how will information as well as customizations from the old software be kept?
Well, Adam, that's a great question. Any upgrade that is available at the time will save all information and keep any customization that the employee may have implemented in the software.
That is something we need. The current software we use makes us put all of our old information back in when upgrading. It's really a time constraint.
Well, that's the great thing about our software. No customizations will be tweaked, and all information that has been previously inserted will be transferred with the upgrade. Do you have any other concerns or doubts before we go on?
No, I think you've answered what I need to hear right now. I'm sure I will have some more eventually.
Well, if anything comes up, please do not hesitate to ask me. Now looking at this software has to offer, do you agree that it would cut down on unnecessary work time from the examples I've showed you?
From what you have explained and the evidence you have shown, yes.
Having employees take on more work and having other tasks become simpler is important as well, correct?
Yes, of course.
Hearing all the benefits and advantages that come along with the software, would NetSuite be something that you'd be interested in?
Yes, it has my interest.
Oh, that's great to hear. Definitely a good decision. Would you like me to go through a value analysis that I've written up?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, I drafted up a little value analysis for you. What you're using now for Salesforce, you're currently paying $229.99 a month, is that correct?
Yes.
And per employee, it costs about $69.99, give or take, per employee, right?
Yes.
So that's a grand total of about a little more than $2,300 per year using this software.
That sounds right.
Now, coming on the NetSuite, sure, just looking at the numbers, it's a little more expensive with the $299.99 initial fee, and then the $99.99 per employee. So that would come out to about $3,300, which is almost $1,000 more. But you can't really look at that. As you said before, and from the evidence that I've shown you before, this software will save you about an hour per day per employee. So what I've drafted up for you is, here's about 5 hours per week per your 30 employees, and that will save you about 150 hours per week. And from the research that I've done and who I've asked, you pay about $15 per worker, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so 150 times $15 would save you about $2,250 per week paying the employee. Is that right?
Yes.
That's a big number, and just taking that number and multiplying by 52 weeks in a month, or in a year, I'm sorry, that would save you about $117,000 per year using this software.
That does look good, but I don't know if we can afford this right now.
Okay. Well, like I said before, it will cost you some money initially, but it will be extremely profitable in the near future. We are working hard for you and your employees to master the software, and we will be able to complete some tasks in half the time. This will provide more work for your employees, being able to increase business, which will bring you more money to you. You need a lot of money in order to expand like you wanted. Is that correct?
Yes, that does call for a ton of money.
Well, there's a ton of money that can be made here, like I have shown you from our value analysis. The faster you make that money, the faster you can go out and do the things you want to do, like expand and hire more employees.
How long will this product be on the market?
Well, the product will always be on the market, but this is the only month I'm able to offer this special discount of 15%. And since you are a previous buyer, I'm pretty sure I can get you the 20% discount for you.
Do you have some sort of demo that you could pass on before I make any final decisions?
Oh, yes, of course, I can do that for you. How does a 2-week trial sound for you?
Sounds great.
Well, I can organize a time for my team members to come along with myself to come in and train your employees on how to use the product, and I'm sure you'll see results right away.
How does this Thursday bright and early at 8 a.m. sound?
Oh, that sounds great. Here's my card. If you have any questions or concerns before our meeting, please do not hesitate to ask.
Thanks, I appreciate it, Andrew.
Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with me. Enjoy the rest of your day, Adam.
Take care.